What's up, Pioneer fans? It's Bryant Cook, and today we're playing Jeskai Ascendancy with a brand new card from Streets of New Capenna. Of course, I'm talking about Strangle, a 1-mana red sorcery that deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. I think this card just fixed Jeskai Ascendancy. So if you look at the modern metagame, a few of the most popular decks in the format are decks like Izzet Phoenix or Izzet Control, Azorius Control. Every once in a while, you'll even see something like Blue-Black Control. All of these decks have somewhere between 3 and 4 copies of main deck Narset, Harder of Veils, which stops you from drawing more than 1 card per turn. So a lot of these Jeskai Ascendancy decks have pivoted away from effects like Treasure Cruise recently to things like Dig Through Time. But when you play Dig Through Time, you lose Gigantha. And I think that actually is a pretty big cost because you only play the 4 copies of Sylvan Caryatid as creatures to untap that aren't Sylvan Awakening. So Gigantha is pretty helpful, and it's a card you can put to your hand to loot later, make combo. It's just incredibly good in this deck. And I've actually played the Dig Through Time deck in an unrecorded league, and I hated it. So I decided I wasn't going to record it. But the reason that Strangle fixes this is that it's a clean answer for a single mana for Narset Harder of Veils. On top of that, it's a removal spell against the Winota decks that are super popular right now, or the black aggro decks, at removing their early creatures to slow them down. So Strangle just seems like the perfect card for this archetype, and I think it's going to do a lot of heavy lifting. Previously, a lot of lists tried things like 4 Portable Hole, some Change of the Rocks, because the Portable Hole doesn't answer Archon of Emeria. Well, Strangle also answers Archon of Emeria. The card is just so good. It's everything this deck wanted. So we're playing 4 copies of main deck Strangle today. And I'm bringing back Escape to the Wilds. Recently, there's been a lot of decks with Go Blank and Thoughtseize and a bunch of discard. Escape to the Wilds is just another card advantage engine. So that's what we're looking to do today. So I'm not running other card advantage effects like the Dig Through Time. Instead, we're playing a single Escape to the Wilds, and I'm even playing a second copy in the board just for those Go Blank decks, because the Go Blank decks make your Treasure Cruises unreliable. Escape to the Wilds is just going to be fantastic. So let's say you've never watched Jeskai Ascendancy before. The idea behind this deck is that you want to play something like a Sylvan Caryatid followed by a Jeskai Ascendancy. So whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, or I'm sorry, a non-creature spell, you get to untap all your creatures, so you get to untap the Sylvan Caryatid and then draw and discard a card. So if you play a bunch of spells that cost 1, it's essentially free until as long as you have a Sylvan Caryatid. Well, if you have a Sylvan Awakening, all your lands become creatures, which means you can tap your lands for mana, play something that costs 1, untap those lands again, and now you've generated mana. And that's really, really what we're looking to do here. So Sylvan Caryatid is sort of the bridge to Sylvan Awakening. We're just looking to kill people with lands today. So if you're into that sort of thing, stick around, watch this video, because we will be, crushing people with lands. But yeah, that's the deck. That's how this deck operates. We have an Otawara to answer Narset as well. Card advantage from Expressive Iteration, Escape the Wilds, Treasure Cruise, all that good stuff. If you have any thoughts, questions, suggestions, whatever, I'm open to hearing them. Put those down below. I do my best to respond to everything. And I really do appreciate you watching this video. I hope you like it, and I will see you in the first match. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. That said, there's no better way of showing your support than becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks, and we get to keep making combo content. The perks get better and better each level you go up. They also stack. To start off, with our Storm Fan tier, you unlock our private members section of our Discord, which comes with a highlighted user profile and then some awesome badges and emotes for YouTube. Looking for Cyborg help? Become a Stormtrooper, our middle tier, for 2 Cyborg guides of your deck choice every single month, on top of 50% off donation decks. Did we mention you also get 10% off merchandise from our shop? With our top tier, the Combo Cabal, you get a free donation deck every single month, 15% off merchandise from our shop, early access to private deck lists, and the most valuable perk in my opinion, videos early. That's right, you heard it, early access to all videos. But maybe sweet perk, secret deck list, early access to videos isn't for you, but you'd still like to show your appreciation. Make sure to check out theepicstorm.com/shop for card singles and Storm swag. Please don't forget to use your membership discounts. Finally, if you want to see your combo deck here on this very YouTube channel, make sure to visit theepicstorm.com/donation decks, where all you have to do is attach your TXT file and pick a donation tier. With our Epic tier, you can even join me in a video to showcase your bold brew in person and explain the ins and outs of your strategy. Card availability won't be an issue due to our new sponsor, Card Hoarder. With Card Hoarder, renting is super easy. If you're looking to get into Magic Online, there isn't a better, more affordable solution than Card Hoarder. Fun fact, you can rent the Epic Storm for 7 tickets a week, which is just a great deal. There are many ways you can support us. Just pick whatever is best for you. In the meantime, let's play some Magic. Welcome to round 1. We're on the play with Jeskai Ascendancy. Reveal our Gigantha. By the way, I hate this. Moto updated recently, and all the pop-outs now start super small. You can expand them, but they won't stay expanded. Like, they'll randomly shrink when you do something. I'm not a fan. So here we've opened up a 5-lander. I don't know what our opponent's playing, but I'm not in love with this. It does have Escape to the Wilds, though. Let's try it for science. For science. Let's do it. Okay, so we're going to play we're going to try and pass the turn. You might be thinking, like, why don't you play Ketria? We have untapped green sources already, so I think this one's probably slightly better. Fabled Passage, you got it. Another land was not ideal. It's going to consider now. Likely a blue deck with a Fabled Passage. We'll mill the land. Alright, Expressive Iteration isn't bad. And they are, in fact, a blue deck. Sulfur Falls. Thing in the Ice. Draw. Alright, I think we're going to try to look for a removal spell here off this Expressive Iteration. We don't hit. Alright, so we can cast Opt until end of turn. I'll take a few damage here just to cast that Opt. Play the Opt. Look at an Opt, and that can go on the bottom. Okay, opponent is going to chart a course, so they're likely Phoenix. And they discard a Phoenix, so that makes sense. Draw. That was a good one. Alright, we'll play Triumph. White. Blue, red. Play Ascendancy. We're lacking the Sylvan Awakening to win the game. But, I mean, I'm going to take Resolving Ascendancy when I can. So our opponent could flip Thing in the Ice this turn and then bring back Phoenix and hit us for 10. And that would put us in a bad spot. Primarily because we don't have any way to win the game on our turn. And our deck does have portable holes in it, but we don't have any portable hole in our hand. Another chart, of course, okay. They're one spell away from flipping this Thing in the Ice. Flame Blessed Bolt. Okay. Land. And they're going to pass. Draw. Bruise. I'm going to attempt an Expressive Iteration. Alright. Draw. Yes. There's the Sylvan Awakening. But I don't think I want to jam here. I feel like jamming's incredibly risky. Discard the Triumph. Expressive. It's a whole lot of crews. Opt to hand. Okay, we have 6 in the graveyard. Let's cast this Opt. I'm going to auto yield to these. Alright, so now we draw. Discard the Sanctum, Opt. Keep that. And I'm going to attempt a Treasure Cruise. I'm expecting this to be countered, and then we can remove the Thing in the Ice. Okay. Yes. Discard Sanctum. Cruise. Izzet Charm. The thing has been flipped. Portable Hole. Yes. Discard the Caryatid. Portable Hole will exile Thing in the Ice and will pass the turn. In a decent spot here. Consider. And our opponent... It happened so fast I missed it. They played Treasure Cruise. It's what happens when you hit the F6 key. So they have 2 open mana. They just resolve the Treasure Cruise. Opt. Okay. Ooh, they just gave me the green light. I think our opponent's in some trouble here. So... Okay, I need to think through this. Alright, I'm going to take some damage. So I want white, green, blue, red, white, blue. Alright, so... And then I want to keep Jeskai mana floating. Yes. Discard the Sanctum. So now these lands will untap. Yes. Discard here. We're going to turn off the auto yields. Red, because now I get to untap these untap twice, and if you auto yield, you miss that untap. Escape to the Wilds. And our opponent concedes. Nice. Alright. So I think we probably want Mystical Dispute here. And despite Portable Hole answering Thing in the Ice, I don't think it's super good in this matchup. I'd rather just have Mystical Dispute if I want to answer. So I'm going to board that out. I do wonder if Escape is actually good here. Just like it's a really easy Spell Pierce target, or is it Charm target? I'm thinking about boarding that out. Could also board out 1 Strangle, because we don't know if they have Narsets. They probably do, but I think I'm going to try this. Could also board in Fries instead. That's probably better. Yeah, I think I like this. Could you 2 Strangle, 2 Fry, and board out an Escape? Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm not going to let Narset beat me. Okay, game 2, starting off by revealing Gigantha. Good hand. Keep. Turn 1 Steam Vents. Draw. Another Ascendancy, okay. Just gonna pop that out. I don't like it when it shifts back and forth every turn. Opt. Is it turn 2 Chart a Course or turn 2 Thing in the Ice? It's Thing. Well, Thing is going to go to the graveyard. Get out of here. Draw. Okay, I'll take a land 3. I don't mind that. Consider. And they hit their 3rd land, and now they're passing. I'm going to consider on our opponents and stuff. We do want a white source here. Cruise. I'm going to mill that. Sanctum. Draw. Well, we found our white source. And it resolves. Pass. Opt. And they kept the card off Opt. A lot of posturing so far. Draw. I think I'm just going to play Catcher and pass here. That way I can have double backup next turn. Land number 5. And they're on the pure control plan here. Okay, let's attempt to resolve an Ascendancy. Aether Gust. We're just going to put that back on top. I think I'm going to keep Otawara in hand. I don't see a reason to play that out. Iteration. They can play Mountain this turn. They do. Bruise. I'm going to attempt to counter that. Alright, so the opponent has 4 cards. Draw. Oh my, it's an Ascendancy. I didn't know that was there. It's so crazy. Ascendancy. Okay, so that resolved. I think I'm just going to pass. I was thinking about playing out Otawara and then putting Gigantha to my hand, but I'd hate it if for some reason they played a Narset and then I was stuck underneath Narset, so I'm just trying to play conservatively here. Phoenix. Okay. We'll take 3 going to 17. Draw. Well, I think that wins the game. Sylvan Awakening. Invasive Surgery. We'll attempt to Mystical Dispute that. Yes. Discard the Ascendancy. Dispute. Okay. Yes. Get rid of Otawara. Awakening. A blue. Blue. Opt. Auto yield here. Yes. Discard the land. Opt. I can go on the bottom. Blue, blue, red, red, white. Expressive Iteration. Yes. Discard Ascendancy. Iterate. Ascendancy to hand. You can cast Opt this turn. And the opponent concedes. That's how we do. We didn't actually get to cast Strangle in this first round. I apologize, but if I never cast Strangle this video and I win all 5 matches, I'll also take that. But sweet, we won match 1. I'll see you in the second one. If you haven't joined them already, I would recommend opening up our description down below and joining our 7 social media networks. They're each great in their own way, but I would strongly suggest joining our Discord server. In there, you will find others just like you looking to improve their Storm game and grow as a combo community. If you're a member of our YouTube channel, you should sync your account to Discord to unlock our private member section that has the latest and greatest deck lists, concepts, and much, much more. Let's get back to comboing out. Time for match 2. We're on the play once again. I've opened up Jeskai Ascendancy and Sylvan Awakening. We're missing land 3, but I think this hand is a keep. We also can't use the portable hole quite yet. Don't have that white source, but we do have this Consider to help, dig for it. Okay, we're facing a black deck. Thoughtseize, cast the Consider. We'll put the Strangle to the graveyard. I think the correct pick here, I mean, they're probably going to take the Ascendancy, but it might be Opt. I'm not joking. No jokes here. And they take the Ascendancy. Draw. What did I say? No one ever listens to me. Opt. That goes on the bottom. I'm not going to show them that we drew the Fortress. Ooh, so they're going to let me untap and slam this Ascendancy? Chef's kiss. Okay. They're not going to be happy about this. They're going to be like, Bryant Cook drew both Jeskai Ascendancy and the white source? That lucky mother blank. And I would say yes. All of these things are true. All right, so if we draw an untapped land, oop, they just conceded. We are too strong. If we drew an untapped land, we could attempt to win the game. But if not, I could just play the Triome and then try it on the next turn. And it's not going to let me see my top card. Okay. So some sort of black deck. I really like Escape in this matchup, so I'm going to bring in the other one as well. You could probably shave on a Strangle. I also think that like you might want to bring in these mentors. So let's take out the 4th copy of Awakening. And then let's shave on Strangles, I think. Although I feel bad boarding out Strangle because this is supposed to be like Strangle fixes Jeskai Ascendancy, but it's just like not the right matchup for the card. Also, it feels weird being like I'm going to Strangle. Sorry. That I'm just going to strangle something. This hand's really good. We're going to keep this. Also, I am the worst. Just hitting my mic. I don't know why you're still watching. Keep. Hive of the Eye Tyrant into Thoughtseize. So many thoughts. Ascendancy down. Try on pass. Alright, so they're red-black. I mean, I knew that. We saw the flip line in game 1. Gifted Aetherborn. I did not want to draw another Sylvan Awakening. Pass. So if I draw an untapped land, I can mentor into Op next turn. Harvester. So now they have removal for the mentor. Draw. I want to see if I can find a land here. Iteration. No is the answer. Alright, we'll cast Consider. Mentor to the graveyard. Bummer. Pass the turn. Sorin? Okay. They have a lot of removal. Lord Xander. So, enters the battlefield. Target opponent discards half their cards in hand rounded down. Whenever it attacks, I mill half my library. Whenever it dies, I sacrifice half my stuff. Well, that's a scary combo they have here. So I discard 3 cards. Okay, we'll take 5 going to 13. I think I've lost this one. Iteration. Yeah, it's not looking good. Okay, let's play the iteration. We have to find Ascendancy. Okay. Play the land, pass. I guess my bad. I've already played a land. I played the island. The Lord Xander's getting me this game. I'm not going to be able to beat that. Okay. Take a bunch of damage. They can sacrifice it to the Sorin on command too. Alright. We are dead. Game 3. That was a brutal start. Ouch. Okay. Is there anything I want to do to combat that? I'm less interested in Mentor after seeing what they're doing, though. That's for sure. So let's bring the Sylvan Awakening back in. I mean, is Stern Dismissal even good? I don't think so. Let's just try this. Game 3 on the play. Reveal Gigantha. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to ship these, but our opponents opened up on Thoughtseize 2 games in a row, so I think they really value it in this matchup, so I'm not expecting this Jeskai Ascendancy to ever hit the table. Well, that specific Jeskai Ascendancy. Pass the turn. Pathway into Duress. Goodbye, Ascendancy. Yep. Draw. Play the Fountain into Caryatid. Blood Crypt. Harvester, you got it. Sylvan Awakening. Can I find Jeskai Ascendancy? I think I'm going to mill that. Damn. Think I'm going to play the Caryatid here. Like, I could cycle the Triome. I don't have strong opinions on which one you're supposed to do. Alright, not Caryatid. Sylvan Awakening down. And they have the hearse. Okay, we'll take 3 going down to 15. Ascendancy. Consider. That was a good one. Play the Ascendancy. And I think I want to keep these in hand. I'm not sure. I'm going to pass. Like, obviously I could play a land there, but I think I just want to keep my options open for looting next turn. They have the Zealot. And they're sacrificing their blood token. Discards Lord Xander. We'll take 3 again down to 12. Draw. Okay. Cycle. Killing me, Smalls. Absolutely killing me. I'm gonna pass again. The hearse is making it so even if we draw Treasure Cruise, it's going to be very difficult to cast. There's Sorin. And they plussed it. We'll take 5 here going down to 7. Okay, they've used the hearse. Draw. There we go. Okay. That was a perfect draw. Expressive Iteration. Auto yield, auto yield. Yes. Beautiful. Okay. Gonna leave this Treasure Cruise over there for now. Okay, I'm gonna cast another Expressive Iteration. Yes. Discard the Triome. Iterate. Portable Hole. Okay. Let's opt. Yes. Discard the land. And our opponent has conceded the game. Flex. We are now 2-0. You love to see it. 3 rounds left. Playing your favorite combo deck in Paper just got so much easier with the Epic Storm Mini Token Pack. You can pick one up at theepicstorm.com/shop for $13. It includes 64 double-sided mini tokens. That's 128 tokens total. And they include 10 black, 10 blue, 10 red, 5 green, 5 white, 3 colorless, 20 storm counters. That means that you can count your way all the way up to 20 for Grape Shot, everyone's favorite Stormwind condition, a Galvanic Relay Exile Indicator, 4 treasure tokens for Strike It Rich, and then 10 monk tokens for our vintage friends. It also has Slime Time Live, 8th Progenitor Ooze tokens with the power and toughness already built in to make playing in Paper so much easier. No fumbling around with dice. We've got you covered. Make sure to go grab those if you're playing Modern. And then Squirrels versus Goblins, Chatterstorm versus Empty the Warrens, the Battle of the Ages. You definitely need 20 Squirrel tokens and 20 Goblin tokens. You're going to love this mini token pack, I promise. And once again, you can grab that at theepicstorm.com/shop. Round 3, on the play again. Getting pretty lucky here. Reveal our Gigantha. Yep, keep. Alright, play Catcher Triumph, pass the turn. Okay, so they're a black deck. They're just passing. Okay. We are lacking white mana. think I'm just going to play the Stomping Ground and pass. You could Expressive Iteration looking for that white mana, but I don't think that's worth it. Red-black again. And there's another Harvester. Draw. Sylvan Awakening. Okay, it's not the worst. I'm going to cast this iteration looking for the white source. Do we find it? We do! So iteration to hand, Steam Vents, and then Triome. Play the Triome. Pass the turn. We're in a decent spot here. So next turn I can play a land in Jeskai Ascendancy. Turn after that, Sylvan Awakening with a land drop into Expressive Iteration, which will win the game. So we need to just survive for 2 more turns. 2 mana. Kroxa. Kroxa doesn't really matter here. I'll just discard the Triome. Okay. Draw. Okay, so now we play the Ascendancy. And pass. They're going to use their blood token. It's always weird when you play these matchups because, like, our opponent could be playing white and they could be a Greasefang deck and I would have no clue. Blood tokens just make it so easy to play the Greasefang deck because it's just like so free to play these cards that just like generate the blood token that allows them to discard the Parhelion. I don't know. Just voicing my thoughts on that deck. Alright, so they finally activated it and they discarded a Fatal Push. They have Thoughtseize. It's sort of a bummer because we're going to lose the Sylvan Awakening that was going to win the game. I mean, we're not out of it. It's just like we're losing our win that we had lined up next turn. Okay, they take Cruise. Really? There's no way that's right. Okay. You have another Thoughtseize? Like, that would make sense. Nope, okay. I'm going to attempt to win the game now. Okay. I probably should have started on iteration, but it's fine. Ooh, escape. Okay. Consider. Yes. Discard Caryatid. The consider. I can go to the graveyard. Okay, let's play Expressive Iteration. I have to make these creatures very large. Discard the Awakening. Iterate. I did this backwards. I've already messed this up. I was supposed to take a land and then put Opt in Exile, because that way I can loot away the land. We've already won this game, so it's not a big deal, but it is a bad play pattern that I just did. Okay, Escape to the Wilds. Okay, yes. Discard the land. Escape. Alright, well, I get to cast Strangle here. I mean, not that it's like the most relevant thing in the world, but I can say that I cast Strangle in this league, and you can't deny it. So, let's kill their blocker. Yes. Discard Portable Hole. Alright. Should I just move to combat and win? They took that choice away from me. How dare they? How dare they? Well, let's bring in another escape. Looks pretty similar to the deck we faced last round, but we didn't see any of the spicy vampire package. I think I'm just going to do this. I mean, I could bring in the mentors. Let's try the mentor plan again. I love the Menta. Gotta say, I like you're from Boston. Menta. AH at the end. That's what you're going for. Panda. Game 2, and we're on the draw. We don't have anything super interesting about this hand, but I do think it's just like a fine opening hand to have. So we'll try it out against the discard deck. Manland into Thoughtseize. Like, the pick here might just be Sylvan Awakening. It could also be Treasure Cruise. Really depends on the texture of their hand. Sylvan Awakening down. Draw. Let's just play the Triumph for now. Pass. Alright, our opponent played the Black Pathway and just passed the turn. Draw. I'm going to show them that I drew the Hallowed Fountain last turn. I'm just going to pass. And then on their end step, we can double cantrip. Or I can consider just holding them and then playing Mentor. But I'm not sure if that's what I want to do yet. Alright, they now have 3 mana. Necromentia. Graveyard Trespasser. Okay. I think I'm going to cast the cantrips. Consider. Mill the land. Drew another land. Opt. That can go on the bottom. Ascendancy, hello. Draw. Okay, I think I'm just going to play the Ascendancy here. If our opponent doesn't cast anything, they can flip this Trespasser, but I just don't care. I just want to ascend. Can you blame me? Alright, so our opponent's attacking with the Graveyard Trespasser, and then they exiled our Consider, land number 4. And they're casting something here. A Chandra. Okay. Draw. Another Mentor. Okay. Just gonna play the Mentor and pass. We can consider on their turn making the Mentor into a 4/4, but that's not going to be enough to make it live through Chandra's minus ability. Okay, so our opponent's going to attack. We'll go to 8 life. I am not blocking. Opt has been exiled. No blocks. Okay, our opponent's decided to activate Chandra to make 2 red mana here. Not to kill the Mentor. Okay. So they still have 3 available mana. It looks like they're passing. Interesting. Consider. And I'm being stomped. Okay. Let's... Hey, how small they make this. Alright, we'll just tuck the giant up here. Alright, Ascendancy triggers. We can get rid of the land. Consider. We'll get rid of that too. Awakening. Did we just win? We might have just won. Sylvan Awakening. We're gonna auto yield here. Auto yield. Yes. Discard this Mentor. We don't need that. Okay. Let's Strangle on this Goblin Shaman. Yes. Discard Caryatid. Okay. So from here, it should be smooth sailing. Let's cast the Treasure Cruise. 3 floating mana. Yes. You don't need the extra Ascendancy, that's fine. Okay. Red, blue, blue, white. Progressive iteration. Yes. Discard a land. Iteration. Okay. red, white, blue, green. Let's consider. Discard another land. Consider. We can mill that. Just making sure that you might be thinking that I'm just like overkilling it right now, and you're probably not wrong. That said, this is going to be the final game of this match, and I just want to make sure that I have enough damage. Like, honestly, I want to make sure that I'm not losing to something silly. So, that's all I'm doing here. And our opponent's conceded. Okay, so we've gotten this match. That means we're 3-0 with 2 rounds left. We haven't actually faced a Narset deck, so these Strangles haven't come up that much. That said, we did get to Strangle something this round. Let's see if it comes up at all in match 4 or 5. Hey, you're still watching. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. If you're looking to make a purchase from Card Hoarder, TCG Player, or Amazon and are looking to support us, you can open up our description down below, and in there you will find our affiliate links. Those same links are found on the homepage of the Epic Storm, but that's not all. We've included a Card Hoarder button on our website that will load the Epic Storm in your Card Hoarder cart to make life simple for you. Alright, time for match number 4. We're on the draw. I don't know what our opponent's playing. I don't love this hand because when you think of it, you're like, yeah, land spells keep. But Sylvan Awakening is a finisher, and Treasure Cruise is really a mid to late game card. So this answer is not good. We're going to mulligan. And this is so much better already. I think we're going to keep this and just bottom one of the copies of Expressive Iteration. Watery Grave, okay. Deathray Shaman, what are you playing? Not really sure what's going on here. You have a Thoughtseize. Cruise down. Ouch, we go to 19. On their end step, we'll cast the Opt. I think we'll keep that. Draw. Awakening. Let's Strangle the Deathrite. Just choke it out. And I'm going to be lazy and just consider now. We can mill that. Pass the turn. They pick up an island. Another Fabled Passage. Draw. Alright, I'm going to take my chance here with an Expressive. No! Come on, Doc. Guess we're playing a Temple Garden. Pass the turn. Alright, and they cast Consider. I'm just not sure what our opponent's playing here. Overgrown Tomb, so they're a bug deck. I mean, you probably could have gotten that from the Deathrite Shaman, but, like, it just confirms it. Joke's on you, you only have one choice. Another Fabled Passage. Draw. I should have played the Breeding Pool there. That was bad play on my part. We got that a hand. Opponent still has 3 cards. Thieves Guild Enforcer. So this is definitely some sort of brew. Just like blue-black tempo. Or is it like blue-black rogues with Deathrite? Dig through time. Alright. Opponent with 4 cards in hand. Another Thoughtseize. We'll take 3 going down to 14. They have 3 cards still. I'm going to play that tapped, and I'm just going to play the Caryatid. I don't really see a need to play the Consider quite yet. Like, they know that my hand doesn't do anything, so if they do have a counter spell, I want to try to play the Consider at an opportune time. Like right now. Like right now is a very good time to cast this Consider. I will keep that. Okay, so it is a rogues deck. 2 cards. I don't want to block these, so I'm just going to take it and go to 8. Draw. Let's cruise. When you exile Jegantha from the graveyard, it goes back to the command zone, right? Wink, wink. One with 2 cards in hand. Another Thieves Guild. Okay. They probably have Drown in the Lock. That's why they're playing it like this. Cruise. Yep. So they're Hellbent. Opt. Don't want that. Okay, cycle. I want to keep white mana open for like a portable hole. Another land. Yikes. Not looking too good here. I don't even know if I have a draw set that gets me out of this. I guess if I ripped like another treasure cruise into like perfects. Draw. That doesn't do it. Okay, so we've lost game number 1 to this blue-black rogues deck. A little bit of a bummer, but we'll be fine. Okay, so definitely interested in Mystical Dispute. I don't think we want Fry. Somewhat interested in the Mentors. Just to have more action. And I think Escape is too big of a liability here, so I'm going to board that out. We're at 65 cards right now. I think you can definitely skim one Sylvan Awakening. And then we need 4 cards to come out. I think I'm actually going to board out Removal. As crazy as that sounds. I'm going to leave the Strangles for possible Narsets, but I just don't think this is a matchup where I want to be trying to remove their creatures. And I think I'm going to board out a second Sylvan Awakening. It's only a card that's good when I'm already winning, and I don't think that's something we need in this matchup. Game 2. Reveal our Jegantha. Okay. Play our Triome, pass the turn. Turn 1 Swamp, Deathrite. Okay, let's play our Caryatid. Pass. Probably Treasure Cruise here if I had to guess. And it was. Draw. Okay. So they could have a dispute here, but I don't think I'm allowed to play around it. Iteration. I just realized I should have done this differently. It's fine. We'll cast the Expressive. I should have bottomed the other cruise, I think. And then just played the land and kept this in my hand. Okay. Pass the turn. Consider. Land 3. They're just passing this time, okay. Can I have another iteration? We're gonna bottom the Sylvan Awakening and play this land. Pass the turn. So they can eat something with Threat Shaman right now. Or they can cast a Borrower. I'm gonna consider and see if I hit a Mystical Dispute. We'll mill that. Okay. One has 4 cards in hand. 17. Opt. That can go on the bottom. Still no mystical disputes. Attempted to resolve treasure cruise. So if they have a drown in the lock, it doesn't hit it. Mentor is a good one here. Monastery Mentor. And let's strangle the Brazen Borrower. So if they have a drown in the lock, they can counter the Strangle, or they can try to get one more card in my graveyard and then kill the Mentor. Aether Gust. We'll put that back on top. So one of the things you're seeing in this game is Pioneer doesn't have fetch lands, so these Deathray Shamans are not as scary. Game 1, they opened up on double Fabled Passage, which made killing this look a little more enticing. But this game, Deathray just isn't doing a whole lot. Watery Grave, and our opponent has 3 cards in hand. Drawing the Strangle once again. We're going to play another copy of Monastery Mentor. Okay. Let's attempt another Strangle. Auto yield to that. And then the Strangle. We'll go to 12. Ouch. Blue, red, and then white off the Sylvan Caryatid to cast an Ascendancy. No one monk should have all this power. And our opponent concedes. Nice. So we're going to game number 3 now. Yeah, I'm just going to resubmit. Game 3 versus Blue-Black Rogues. We're on the draw and I am in the middle of revealing a Gigantha. Yeah, this seems fine. We are lacking a white mana, but I'm not going to ship this. Swamp Pass. I think I actually might want to hold the Triome to cycle. So no end-step Rogue. They're passing. So I believe they get 2 triggers here. Nope, just the one, I guess. And then they'll drown it like I mentioned. They have 3 cards. I can cast a Treasure Cruise now. Let's kill the Thought Thief. And then Cruise. Maybe I should have killed the Brazen Borrower. Who knows? But I think I want to play the Triumph so that way next turn I can Strangle plus Ascendancy. One has 3 cards in hand going up to 4. They're getting in there. I fall to 12 life. Draw. Play Strangle. They're going to counter the Strangle. Alright, let's try to resolve the Ascendancy here. Aether Gust. Put it on top. I'm going to pass the turn. I guess I played my land a little bit early there. So now we go to 9. We have a land, so 2 cards in the opponent's hand. And I have 1 removal spell left in my deck for this Brazen Borrower. Ascendancy. That resolved. I think we just cast the other Ascendancy here. Okay. Auto yield to the draw trigger. We have to do the untaps manually. Yes. Discard the Sanctum. Okay. 3 cards in the opponent's hand. We go to 6 life. Draw. Let's opt. Okay. Now we get 2 looting triggers. Yes. Discard land. Yes. Discard land. Opt. I don't think we want that. Alright, 6 cards in graveyard. I have to pay 2 for this cruise. Okay. Yes. I can bounce the borrower now. I don't believe I've played a land. I'm going to discard a Caryatid. Or Triome. Cruise. Play the Harbor. And now I can bounce a Brazen Borrower. You have another Borrower? Throwing Thought Thief. I'm not out of this yet. Okay, so I'm going to bounce the Borrower, try to buy a little bit of time here. So we'll take 1 going to 5. They milled a Sylvan Awakening. We only have 1 Sylvan Awakening left in our deck to win the game with. They're going to pass the turn. Draw. So I drew Strangle. It's the last removal spell that I have. Loot. Okay, yes. Strangle. Okay. Expressive Iteration. Yes. Discard land. Yes. Discard Triome. Iteration. Okay, we can play the Hinterland Harbor. Cruise. 22 cards left in our deck. Yes. We don't need another Ascendancy. Yes. Cruise. So I hit the Awakening, but the problem is that I lose to any counterspell. We know that they have 4 cards, and one of which is a Brazen Borrower. I think I just have to take the chance on them not having a counter here. Sylvan Awakening. Discard land. Discard land. Awakening. They have the Drown. I'm dead. I cannot win the game before the Brazen Borrower in their hand kills me. I am out of outs. So the best thing I can do here is try to make them respect Mystical Dispute, but they haven't even seen Dispute, so I don't think they're going to play around it. And they don't. Yeah, I'm dead. I can't beat that Brazen Borrower. I boarded out too much removal, I guess. Actually, I drew all 4 Strangles. And then the Ottawa is in the graveyard, so I'm just dead. Yes. Of course, it's our top card. Okay. Draw. Cruise. Yeah, like, I don't think there's anything, but I might as well draw my deck and find out, right? Sylvan Caryatid. Discard the Opt. Draw 3. Opt. I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't supposed to play the Sylvan. I think that was where I went wrong. Because this turn I could have played the Sylvan with like triple counter backup. I felt pressured because I felt like my opponent could have been sitting on that black creature with flash, and I couldn't do anything if they just flashed and Borrower in that creature. And we're dead. Okay, so we're now 2-1. I think that'll be the last time that I board down to 2 Sylvan Awakenings. That was just not good. Partially my own fault, but I didn't like going down to 2 Sylvans. I think we need 3. If you're looking for more great Magic the Gathering content, definitely check out the Eternal Glory podcast. It is myself, Bryant Cook, alongside Brian Koval and Phil Gallagher. We primarily discuss Legacy. That said, a lot of what we talk about transcends all formats. We're available on all major podcast platforms. All right, time for the final match. We have both revealed a Gigantha. Our opponent is on the play. We're going to keep this. I don't love it, but I think consider to help accelerate into the cruise is okay. And I realized that I was wrong with when I said last round that we were 2-1. That was actually round 4, and I just didn't realize it. So we're 3-1. This is the final round, and let's just see if we can win. Finish with the 4-1. Fire Bluff Canal into Soulscar Mage. So likely an Izzet Blitz type deck. Okay, I'm just gonna consider here. We can mill that. Another Sylvan Awakening. This hand is not shaping up well, especially for this matchup. Yikes. Taking 2, 18. Draw. Play Triumph, pass. We need red mana, so yeah. It's good to play the red mana not only for Jeskai Ascendancy, but we also have Strangle to potentially kill one of these creatures. Okay, they reveal the Spirebluff Canal. And another Monastery Swiftspear. So we'll take 5 here, going to 13. Draw. Consider. Let's cast that. Mill. Caryatid. Sure, we'll play the Caryatid. I would need to get very lucky to win this game, I think. 4 cards. Another Expressive Iteration. Shivan Reef. I'm going to say no blocks. If you kill me, you kill me. And a Consider. Do you have a Play with Fire here? Or a Wizard's Lightning? And another Consider. So I'll go to 1 here. But I'm pretty unlikely to be able to win. Draw. Play Opt. It goes on the bottom. Yeah, that was not good. Alright, so we got crushed there. Partially, I kept a hand that just wasn't good in this specific matchup. Our opponent's deck was way too aggressive for my keep. Okay, so I don't hate Stern Dismissal here as another way of slowing down the opponent. We could also maybe board in Disputes. I don't know if we have enough room for that, though. So let's board out the Escape to the Wilds. We never faced a Narset deck this league with the Strangles. Alright, so we still have 2 more cards that need to come out. I think we could shave 1 Sylvan. Like maybe 1 Cruise. Let's try this. Game 2. Reveal our Gigantha. And the Giganthas are now revealed. This hand seems fine to me. Keep. Mulligan for our opponent. Okay, turn 1 Triumph. Pass. Spirebluff Canal into Swiftspear. So we'll take 1 going down to 19. Draw. We're going to Strangle it. And then let's just play an Opt. That can go on the bottom. Another land. I really do question sometimes if this deck has too many lands in it. Because I feel like I get flooded a lot when I play it. Like 24 seems like a lot, but I'm not sure if I'm just like being crazy. I think I might be able to let the Dreadhorde go for a turn. I'm not sure. Alright, we're gonna bounce it, I think. Just slow our opponent down. Pass. Just Izzet Blitz. Dreadhorde's back. They have a path. Draw. Let's Expressive Iteration. Okay. Play the opt. I don't think I want 2 cruises. Alright, so I'll take 2 just because I want to be able to keep on casting my spells. At this point in the game, I think we slowed our opponent down enough where having the cantrip is worth it. Sprite Dragon, yep. So they'll attack and then cast Consider so their dragon gets larger. We're going to take 3. And another Consider. I'll consider myself just so that way I can get it out of the way. For another land. Okay, so we're taking 4 down to 13 life. Opponent has 5 cards in hand. Draw. Let's cruise, see if we can find something good. Draw 3. Portable Hull and Stern Dismissal. Let's remove the dragon. Bounce the Dread Horde. And then I think I'm just going to play Caryatid. Alright. A lot of land still. We only have 2 ops for action. I could end up a block. If you want to kill my Caryatid, feel free. We can put Jegantha to hand next turn. Consider. And opt. So they did decide that killing Caryatid was worth it. And honestly, I'm fine with that. Caryatid down. Ooh. Okay, I'm less fine with that now because now they get the Dread Horde. Okay, that was a good rip. Ascendancy. Let's play an opt. Alright. Yes. Skirt Sanctum. That was a good draw. Opt. Bottom that. Another Caryatid. I think I'm just going to look for another removal spell here instead. Yes. Cure of the Triumph. Opt. Ooh, I can't cast it, unfortunately. Alright, pass the turn. I don't think they can kill me from 13, but I've been wrong before. Like, I guess they could go, like, dragon, land, and then, like, the Dread Horde Arcanist trigger. So it's possible. Play with fire, okay. Yeah, so I could die here. And then they play with fire at me again. I go to 9. And then that's 7. So yeah, I could be dead here. And then another spell they can cast would be lethal. So if they play with fire and then have like a counter spell that they could counter their own play with fire or something, they're going to consider. So this is 7 damage coming in, so 2 more spells would do it. We're at 4. Alright, they have 2 cards. And another Arcanist. So we should have it here. Alright. Sylvan Awakening. Yes. Discard the, we'll discard a land for now. It's fine. Okay. Red, blue, blue. Let's bounce your dragon. Yes. Discard land. Okay, the other Ascendancy was nice. Alright, let's play the Ascendancy. Yes. Alright, we won game 2. I could board in Fry. I feel like that's a lot of removal. And so far, I've seen the only thing that it actually hits is Sprite Dragon. I'm just going to resubmit. Game 3. Reveal our Jegantha. Sure. Seems like a reasonable hand of Magic the Gathering cards. Keep. Our opponent's taking a mulligan to 5. Turn 1 Spire Bluff Canal into Swift Spear. So we'll follow the 19 life, and our red source comes into play tapped. So I can't remove it this turn. Land number 2. Swift Spear gets in, we'll go to 18. Ledger Shredder. That is definitely going to eat this Strangle. Get out of here, Shredder. And let's opt. Keep that. Pass the turn. Another Swift Spear. We'll take 2. We're at 16. Draw. Ascendancy. I think I want to sit on this until I can find an opening. I'm going to attempt to Strangle. I can pay for a Spell Pierce. Consider. We'll mill that. Pass the turn. Another Swift Spear. Alright, so we're at 14 now. They're sitting on 2 cards. I'm going to Iteration. If they have a Mystical Dispute, I need them to use it on this and not our... Ooh, so they had the Pierce last turn. Okay, I'm going to play Sanctum tapped and pass. Alright, they're back up to 2 cards in hand. Now they're getting in for 2. We'll go to 12. And they're just passing. Portable Hole, that's a good one. Slow them down a little bit. I'm not going to play the Ascendancy this turn. I think I'm just going to put Jegantha to hand. Pass. We'll take 1, go to 11. Play the Big Dumb Elk. Aether Gust. Put that on top. Temple Garden, pass. Opponent has land 3 for a Sprite Dragon, and they're still holding open 1 card. So I think their last card is another counter. Play the Jegantha. Pass the turn. I'm just trying to be patient because I feel like it's still pretty unlikely that I die, and I just don't want to throw away this Jeskai Ascendancy. Iteration. Den of the Bugbear. Okay, so even if their last card in hand is a Play with Fire, I'm not dead. So they're just going to get in for 2. I'll go to 7. No point in casting the Consider here. Draw. That was a good draw. Ascendancy. Consider. And Jegantha is looking like it's our win condition this game. Yes. Discard the land. Consider. No, I definitely want that. So we'll tap this for mana. Portable Hole. Yes. Discard Steam Vents. Portable Hole. We'll remove the Swift Spear because it's the blocker that's in the way. Treasure Cruise. Pay with the blue. Yes. Discard Sylvan Caryatid. Draw 3. Tap for mana. Let's consider. Okay, we get to loot. Jegantha's up to 9 at the moment. Sylvan Awakening should do this. Okay, let's might as well tap Sylvan Awakening so I can use a green here. And then 2 lands. Yes. Discard the Triome. Awakening. And our opponent's conceded. Nice. We got the 4-1. How about that? Jeskai Ascendancy. The Strangles looked really good despite killing 0 Narsets. I'm just going to say, even as just creature removal for 1 red mana, they were really, really nice. I liked this quite a bit. This league could have been a 5-0 had I been a little bit more patient against the Rogues deck. I think that match was probably my own fault, if I'm being honest, but wow, this deck list felt good. Let me know what you think. I'm definitely open to hearing your thoughts or whatever. Escape to the Wilds is pretty good against the black decks, but I don't think you really want it in any other matchup, so I'm fine with the split that we have. We never faced Lotus combo, so these never came up. I do question Mentor, though. I realized that I boarded it in a few times. I never loved it against the black-red decks now that they have like the free removal from the Blood Harvester creature. So I think I might want to consider something over Monastery Mentor moving forward, but I think the other 73 cards in the deck I really, really liked. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it, and keep storming. Hey, Bryant Cook here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, but also follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.